From the FoundryCast Studios, deep beneath the cool waters of Lake Minnetonka, I'm Zach, and this is the GM's Chair. And it's January as I record this, it's new GM month, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to give out my best bit of advice for anybody who's looking to run their very first tabletop role-playing game. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about specifics, things like what game to run, what story you should tell, how to organize your notes, your dice, your minis, stuff like that. Instead, I want to touch upon an attitude, a concept, what I think is the core, overriding concept that any GM should keep in mind whenever they're running a game, and that is this. As a GM, your number one job is, to the best of your ability, make sure that everybody's having fun. Now, that's a tall order. Fun means different things to different people, and you're never going to make sure that everybody is always having fun all the time. But if you view this as a goal not to necessarily actually achieve, but one to just strive for, you're going to end up where you want to be as a GM. Like the old saying goes, you shoot for the crits, because even if you miss, you'll land among the confirmed hits. Now, I think a lot of people go into GMing for the first time because they want to tell a story, and that's great, you should. But it's easy to fall into the trap of only wanting to tell your story, the story that you came up with months ago. And if you worry too much about keeping the plot of your game stuck to all those plot points that you've been knocking around long before any dice hit the table, you really start to endanger the fun of the players in your game. I don't have anything against anybody wanting to tell a story, obviously. But if that's all that you want to do, I would recommend just writing it down. Write a novella, a short story, write a book if you've got the time. Send me a copy. I'd love to read it. That'd be a lot of fun. However, if you're going to be a good GM, you have to accept the fact that you are at the head of a session of collaborative storytelling. Your players aren't just actors in your story, they're co-writers too. You have to make sure that the story is able to change and to flow with the flow of the game to meet the needs of your players. If you've got crunchy types in your party, make sure that they're getting the combat they're after. If you've got fluffy types, make sure they're getting the chance to act and to shine and do the things that they want to do. Now, if you remember how I started this bit of advice, I said that it's your job to make sure that everyone has fun, and that includes you as the GM. It's also easy to fall into the other trap of worrying too much about what your players want, deferring to them too much. You start out wanting to tell a story about intricate plot, courtly drama, and all they want to do is go raid dungeons, something like that. You need to make sure you're managing a game in such a way that you're going to have fun too. The quickest way to get burned out as a GM is to stop having fun. Trust me, I know. Lastly, I want to say this. If you're thinking about running a tabletop game, do it. Just make it happen. Don't get bogged down worrying about getting everything right, because you're not going to. You could have decades of experience GMing in games, and you're still never going to run a perfect game. Your storyline's going to get derailed by the party. Players are going to come and go. You're going to accidentally kill a PC when you didn't mean to. Or you're going to accidentally not kill a PC when you meant to. Whatever the case may be, don't worry about it. Just get the game rolling, and you're going to just improve as you get experience as a GM. As long as your focus is always on having fun, that's what really matters. That's going to do it for this episode of the GM's Chair, and if you're a new GM and some of this advice helped you out a little bit, let me know in the comments below. And if you're an experienced GM and you've got your own advice to give, do the same. Either way, reach out to me on Twitter for a little bit more tabletop discussion. I'm always looking to connect with more folks. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and happy gaming. Hey, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and to see more from us, check out our website at thefoundrycast.com, and you can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for watching.